Okay. Think all good. Audio seems to be going fine through OBS. It's been a little while since I've last did this, but this game is intrigued me to the point where it's breaking out of like where I wanted to stream again. From what I understand, this is kind of like a escape room. I played a little bit of it. I can't deny that I don't know what's going on a little bit, but it's like an escape room. But instead of escaping outside, you're trying to like get into like a hidden room in this place. Actually, you know what? I'll just hit the new game and let it explain itself. Hello, how's it going, Sniper?
I, Herbert S. Sinclair of the Mount Holly Estate at Reddington, do publish and declare this instrument my last will and testament, and hereby revoke all wills and codicils heretofore made by me. I give and bequeath to my grandnephew, Simon P. Jones, son of my dear niece, Mary Matthew, all of my right, title, and interest in, and to the house and land which I own near Mount Holly. The above provision and bequest is contingent on my aforementioned grandnephew discovering the location of the 46th room of my 45-room estate. The location of the room has been kept a secret from all the staff and servants of the manor, but I am confident that any heir worthy of the Sinclair legacy should have no trouble uncovering its whereabouts within a timely manner. Should my grandnephew fail to uncover this room or provide proof of his discovery to the executors of my will, then this gift shall lapse. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand this 18th day of March, 1993. Herbert S. Sinclair.
And there we go, the introduction to the Blue Prince. Have fun with this game? I plan on it. I have played a very, very small amount. It's on the PlayStation Network, but like for like a couple hours. And I'm impressed by what I saw so far that it had to break me out of my streaming hiatus. So I know I'm going to enjoy this. Okay. So we begin our mission from our sadistic uncle, who basically left us his estate. If we can solve this puzzle, I'm not sure why he's leaving this to like a teenager, but you know, here we go. Go ahead, read this. Open only in the event of my death. Simon, welcome to Mount Holly. You may not remember, but I'm fond memories of your many visits here as a young boy, and I hope these rooms provide you with as much amusement as it did in those lost summer days. By the time you read this, I will assume you are fully aware of my last wishes and all the details of the bequest. Please do not mistake my intentions of giving you this challenge as a lack of confidence. I assure you, nothing could be further from my mind when I chose you as my heir. With that said, there are a few ground rules for this commission covered in the fine print of my will that I should bring to your attention. No tools or items may be brought onto the estate from the outside. Tools and items found on the estate may not be taken off the estate, and you may not stay overnight. I don't suspect that any of these stipulations would prove an impediment to someone as resourceful as yourself, but it's very important that you start fresh each morning and do not rely on the success of the previous day. One final word of advice. Do not assume the room you find today will be the same rooms you can find tomorrow. These grounds have provided me a home for the last half-century, and even I am uncertain which rooms lies behind any particular door. Your grandmother used to say, don't go where the path leads, abandon the path and go where you want it to lead. With all my love and wishes, best of luck, Herbert S. Sinclair. You actually managed to get to the 46th room? Yeah, I didn't manage that yet, but, you know, here's hoping. The Mount Holly Blueprint. So serve as a useful map and inventory. Okay, already kind of getting some parallels. Blueprints. Okay, interesting. Alright, so I know a little bit of what I'm doing. Just a little bit. But, like I said, I played like a couple hours. Let's go this way. So we have a choice here. From what I understand, every chance we go into a room, we'll draft a set of rooms that we got to try to work with to get through the mansion. We start here down the entrance hall, and we have to get to the antechamber up here. So, we had a bedroom, which will, whenever this enters this room, you gain 2 footsteps. And it goes into, on the right, the closet, which is a dead end, but will give us 2 items. Or a hallway, which gives us 2 more doors to work with. I'm assuming, like any sort of draft system, if we pick something, it pulls it out of the pool to not be used later on, which is another factor we have to take into consideration. But right now, though, I think I will take a hallway. This doesn't really give us any clues, but we do have a message here. Doors in the West Wing are more likely to be locked. So, we have to take that into consideration. Doors in the West Wing are more likely to be locked, and I think we are in the West Wing, so that could potentially fuck us up. We have the Nook, which curves. We can start making our way up, and it would give us a key. The Parlor, which is a puzzle room. Or the Storeroom, which gives us a key, a gem, and a coin. I think because we want to start going north, I'm going to either take the Nook or the Parlor. I think the Nook is a good call here. So we got ourselves a key. What I'm going to basically be on the lookout here is different rooms also have some lore that I found. So if I do see like a new room, I probably will pick that out of any group, even if it will potentially screw me over. Just so that way I can get more information on what the game is trying to teach us. Noteworthy. As you continue on your adventure, you may want to consider getting something to scribble down your notes and observations. A pad, scrap of paper, or perhaps most fittingly, a journal will prove to be an invaluable tool. You'll not regret having you beside you on your journey. Yes, actually, one of the few hours I've played, I've already had to take some notes, a little bit, but that is very useful for some of these puzzles. So let's see, we have a lavatory, a den, or a utility closet. What I have found is kind of useful. We could use the den here, which would give us a gemstone and continuing us north, but if we use the den here, it takes us out of the draft. I may want to save this for later and just create a dead end because we have plenty of open doors. I want to go with the utility closet or the breaker box. I think the play here, lavatory doesn't seem to give us anything, and I think red room is a sign of a room that doesn't really give us, will hurt us more than help us. So, so again, just to get it out of the deck, maybe I just use the lavatory. Yeah, there's really nothing here to interact with that I'm seeing. So this is kind of a dead-end room, but we already have additional doors, so it's fine to just use it as that. Try this door. So this door, we have a spare room, a corridor, or a storeroom. Again, I am willing to go... These are basically the same thing. Essentially, I'm willing to go with another dead end here because we can still go north from the entrance hall, and maybe we could just use one of these other ones to kind of get past a dead end row. I'm kind of metagaming a little bit because, like I said, I have played it for like 2 hours or so on my own. but that is essentially what I understand is like once you use a room, it is permanently withdrawn from your deck. So it is useful to kind of get the rooms that don't help us too much out of the way. So... Oh my god, it is not helping me out here. Again, we got the den, but we closed off one way by putting a room in the way so that we already kind of handicapped ourselves with that one. We could have put another guest room, which would give us additional 10 steps. I don't hate that. And we got... What is this? A spare set of car keys. Okay, so if we ever find a car, we know that we can get that. We do have a letter over here. Sinclair, just wanted to write you a quick note thanking you for the weekend. I had a thrilling time on the hunt with Lord Evanston, who, particularly personality, somewhat made up for your own absence. I also got to appreciate your new game in the billiard room. It's been ages since I've seen a billiard room in the house. I was beginning to suspect you retired the floor plan. Well, worth the wait, though, as I've always enjoyed your mathematical puzzles and appreciate I didn't need to know the rules of darts to play your variation. Hoping your health improves shortly. KL. Well, he's dead now, so I don't really think that's going to be... That was mean of me. Anyway. Okay, so this is actually kind of helps. We have a pantry, a bedroom, or a closet. We could end our run right now by just giving us our dead-end room. But, a bedroom here or a pantry would probably be a very good choice. I don't like that we won't have a way to go right yet, but I like to kind of just finish like a whole floor. But I'll take a pantry, why not? I also noticed, I'm not going to waste the steps now, but there's a whole grounds out here to explore too. So that's also another part of the puzzle in some way. I haven't figured out quite how everything works yet, but I do know that eventually we do want to go out there and try to check out what's out there. So we got an apple. That should give us about, so we can expect something, some coins here. Forget, please bring some more fruit before Friday, as we've been informed that we may have extra guests exploring the house next week. 50 steps should be more than enough, so I think an even spread should be ideal. 5 apples, 5 bananas, and 5 oranges. Okay, before I go any further, the unclosed amount should cover expenses, but please bring back any change from the order and leave it at the pantry. One thing I will notice, usually a change in lettering can be important. There's something here, like the first part of her name seems to be handwritten, while the rest seems kind of like a, maybe I guess not, it's all handwritten, but see how it's like a different font? Same as this is with the 5 apples, 5 bananas, and 5 oranges, but it's interesting why that particular part would just be... I'm going to make a quick... One of the things I'm going to do as I play this game, because I know it's going to help me, I'm going to pull up a notepad on the side. Close that. Thank you. Okay. So, in the pantry, we have bridge being important somehow. Not sure how, but bridge is brought to our attention, so I'm going to keep making note of it. Alright. Oh my goodness, it is... Unfortunately, one of the doors for the den will lead us into the guest bedroom, which is a dead end. But it is our only option to continue going forth. So I guess we'll just take that. Get a gemstone. Okay, take some notes here. Clocks are moving. Okay. So time is something we might need to take into account at some point, just with the amount of clocks that are here. It is telling me time might be a puzzle. Okay, we need to keep going north. Oh, we could use the chapel. The chapel would give us an ability to left and right. We just would lose a coin every time we enter it. Or we could use a spare room and continue going north. I like more options, so we're going to go with the chapel. Okay, so anything to make note here. each one's showing like a different deity, I guess. So that's... Should I make a note of this? Or should I just... I don't know. This might come in play later. Okay, so another bedroom would lead us to a dark dead end. Really wants to give us the closet for some reason, even though I don't really want it. We're going to take the corridor. Okay. So, one of the mechanics is some of the rooms will actually cost us gems. And one of the things is that we gotta keep an eye out for, we want to use some of these more useful rooms. We do have to try to collect those. But we do have boudoir, which would allow us to keep going north for free. And if I took passageway or drawing room, we'd have a dead door. So I think we just take the free boudoir. See if we can get us anything else in here, any other clues. Just kind of keep an eye out for anything that speaks to us. Drawings are in like a lot of these rooms, but I don't know what they actually mean yet. We can look at this picture. Like we have it's Christmas. They were opened up. There's a giant safe here in the background. Seeing anything that would give us any sort of important clues. Maybe we gotta just keep an eye out for that safe. Might have some goods for us. So let's keep on moving. Bedroom, spare room, or secret passage. I think I'll take the bedroom. I want to open up this left side. Since it's a dead end, we if we can kind of fill this up. I do want to come back here and fill in the right side, but let's just focus on one thing at a time. What is this? What are you? The coin purse. Each time you collect 3 coins, earn an additional 1 in interest. Well, that's a good item for economy. Okay. Not sure who this is, but let's see if we can get any clues. And the neck piece there is interesting. It's got like a moon thing here. Just trying to see if there's any sort of clues. Can I turn it around? Nope, doesn't look like it. We do have another thing over here. Greetings from Reddington. Interesting. So are we in Reddington, or is this from like a visiting family from Reddington? Not sure if these chess pieces mean anything yet. Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay. So one of the things I could do is get the courtyard here. I could put a dining room. Each day a meal is served in the dining room after reaching rank 8. But unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to do that today. So even the benefit that we get out of here would be kind of moot. But it does open us going left and right. But so does the courtyard for 1 gem. Closet would be a dead end, so we'll just take the courtyard. Give us more exploration. Got some mounds of dirt here. Pretty sure we can find a shovel and we can kind of dig up some of those. Yeah, none of this helps us out. I could put the kitchen maybe? You know what? I'll just take the parlor. Get it out of the way. See what this is about. Okay, so it looks like we have 3 boxes. The gems are not in the white box. The gems are not in this box. The gems are in this box. Sir Hubert, it has been an honor receiving an invitation to dine at your estate with the Oldhams this past Thursday. If I'm being frank, it has been quite a while since we've been seen in decent society, and we're beginning to worry my wife's wit has lost its charm. I have no delusions that my company is rival to hers. If I can refresh your memory, we both spent much of that evening discussing our mutual love of games and puzzles, and I had mentioned to you a rather singular parlor game I have played since years back involving 3 kites of different boxes of different colors. You had pressed me to write the particulars of the game when I found the time, and I have included all the details you'll find to share with your guests should you incline to play this confounded game. Always your friend, M. Lowry. There will be at least 1 box which depicts only true statements. There will be at least 1 box which displays only false statements. Only 1 box with the prize within, and the other 2 are always empty. And we got the wind-up key. Okay. So, let's see. I guess the first thing is to figure out if they can make a false statement somewhere. Gems are not in the white box. Gems are not in this box. And the gems are in this box. If this statement is true, that the gems are not in the white box, that would make this a false statement that the gems are not in this box. Which would make that they are in this box. Which should also make this a false statement. One of these have to be true, right? If that's the case, this could not be true. And all three of them would be false. So that's... I think we can safely assume the gems are not in the white box. Which would make this statement to be true. And this statement to be false. So the gems should be in this box, right? Aha! The gems are in your pocket. As it would, I would expect them to be in a dragon's pocket. Okay, so let's see here. We get the drawing room, which would cost me a gem. Actually, that'd be a really good spot for the drawing room. So I'm gonna actually take that. Don't expect you to solve these puzzles. I'll be honest, I'm kind of dumb, but some of them I can kind of figure out. Drawing floor plans. Each time you choose a door, you'll have to draw these 3 floor plans from which you must select one to draft. However, there's some items and rooms that will allow you to redraw if you do not like your initial 3 options. Okay, so, let's keep going north. Open it up with the key. Get the utility closet, kitchen, or the nursery. I don't like any of those, so let's do a redraw. I could set up a spare room or a commissary or the dining room. I could try the dining room. Let's check that out. Okay, what I kind of discovered is as we get deeper in, we're more likely to find locked doors. So if I'm gonna try to do anything, is see if we can't go right a little bit. Yeah, we're already running into 2. There's 2 of our keys gone right there. This counts as 2 rooms. We get the breaker box, or we can put the passageway. The passageway would not help us out too much. Let's try to redraw over here. Spare room, the closet, or the office. Actually, you know, the office might not be a bad pick. Because it does hook up towards north. Costs us 2 gems, but opportunity to earn and spread money. Sure, why don't we put that in there? I wonder if these hand statues symbolize anything. Like maybe it's actually pointing out something that could be over here. Okay, so what do we have here? An upgrade disc. Floor plan upgrade disc. Insert into one of the estate terminals to permanently upgrade one of your floor plans. That's actually, for a day 1, to getting something like that is pretty cool. Go ahead and open this up. What do we have here? Okay, see, in this note, Bridge is not kind of different. It is just part of her name. But I might want to type... Hold up, just make a note of the person's name. I want to try to start making a note of people's names. So I'm going to make a note here in my book. Staff. We have Bridget. We have seen her name come up twice, so maybe her name could be important. Please check if any of the books matching these styles are available for purchase in Reddington. Flight of the Red Queen, March of the Count, Fall of the Lord, Passing of the Barons, Herrings of the Major. Had a little trouble reading the Baron's writings, so I'm not sure if the last title is intended to be Hearings or Herrings, but knowing Hubert, I suspect either would be suitable. And the chamber lever in the greenhouse is broken again. I don't think there's enough time to put in another work order before Simon arrives. Just make sure the west and east levers are operational. Sorry, I saw this dial here, so I'm going to turn that too. Oh, yeah, like that, see? Maybe that is a thing where it's like it's pointing us to the safe that's here. Something just to keep in mind. Let's go ahead and insert the disc and see what happens. Storm has been found on the upgrade disc. You will now have a chance to permanently enhance the room to one of the 3 different upgraded floor plans. So what do we got? We can either get 2 keys, 2 gems, or 10 gold. I'm actually not sure what has the more value here. 2 keys are nice. 2 gems are nice, but 10 gold. That's a lot of money. They gotta take the money. Okay, so besides that, is there anything else to do on this computer? Run payroll. After running the process, checks will be placed on each of the staff members. This includes the servant quarters and maid chambers currently on the estate. If I remember right, we don't have either one of those. The office can facilitate a modest distribution of coins withdrawn from the staff's initiative funds. Coins are spread, distributed in a number of rooms currently active, throughout the estate. I'm going to hold off on that. And I need a password for the terminal to the network. Don't have that yet either. Okay. If we can find something to get the key to this safe, that'd be... I'm also going to keep a note here that the hands might be a symbol for safes. Okay, a closet would be a dead end. A utility closet would be a dead end. But we can't put the security room. Okay, that's unfortunate. Sure, we'll put the breaker box in. Why not? Okay. Danger, toggling of breaker switches may result in unexpected loss of floor plan's functionality. Please call the DC power if you require assistance. Keycard entry system, vac indicators. I'm not sure what that means. Gymnasium. We can turn the gymnasium on or off. Dark room on and off, or the garage on and off. We'll just put the garage on, even though we haven't seen it yet. And there is a room called the cabinet. Haven't seen that one yet, so just kind of, you know, keep an eye out. At this time, I need a key, or else the dining room's a bit locked. Is there any other open doors? The chapel does have an open door, so we still have some room we can explore on. And that's just the nature of this game, is that we're just trying to figure out, you know, the different puzzles. Yeah, see how this is pointing down? Maybe there's like a hidden safe there. Okay, shift does make us run a little bit faster. So something to keep in mind. We'll put the East Wing Hall, which will give us both access to North and South. We're having a pretty decent run so far. Gymnasium. We could put the maid chambers. Going through here would make us lose 2 steps every time we enter it, but that's fine. I'm willing to take that hit. Take it in here for us. Going to a dead end anyway, so this is fine for this room. Oh! +1 key for each bedroom in the house. Oh, but we don't have the... Oh, you... Don't have gems. I'd want that so bad. That'd be really nice, because then we can continue on with the dining room. But because we don't have the gem, we have to just go with what we got. Oh, hey buddy. What are you doing in here by yourself? Okay, so we got some bananas. Get some extra steps. Flashlight doesn't give us anything. No. Okay, so we got a bunk bed here. Today is a good day because Simon is at camp. And he is not as much fun as my friends. I will not have to share my toys, I will not have to share my room, and I will not have to share my snacks. Having a younger brother is not as fun as they told me it would be, but today will be a good day because he is at camp. Okay, so Simon... Okay, I'm actually going to put this as people, not staff, because this is actually kind of interesting. People is we have Bridget. We also have Simon, who is us. And now we have talks of a brother. So why did we... Herbie is mean and really stupid, and today is a good day because I threw away his airplane. I also had more fun at camp than he had in his entire life. Oh, so this has got to be Simon, right? I had more fun at camp than he had in his entire life. His airplane. Okay. Our brother named Herbie. Keep this in mind. Okay, I'm going to rewrite that. Herbie, maybe a shorthand for Hubert, but maybe, we'll see. His brother. Okay. I also had more fun. Okay, today is a good day because I got my brother in trouble for reading my private journal without my permission and writing mean things in it too. He also threw away my model airplane in the bushes outside. Okay. A note of a model airplane side. Sorry, I'm writing notes as I'm playing this just so I can fall back on this. So any vital information on things to look out for as we play. Oh, he got it back, and if he does it again, he will not get to go to the park next Friday. And I'll make sure he gets no presents for his birthday. I don't need any presents because I have my brother's book. Because he won't stop writing about me, and today's a good day because I know he cries when he can't find his book, even though he is older and he is a crybaby. Today is a good day because my brother returns from college, and I get to finally return to him to the book I took from him a long time ago. Hopefully you find it as hilarious as I do. I honestly had no idea how we survived sharing a room. All things being said, I wouldn't have it any other way. I still would rather have a sister. Congrats on your diploma and welcome home, Simon. Okay, that's kind of cute. So, we have a brother, but why did we get the inheritance and not our brother? Okay, we can probably do because we got the model airplane. Is not important because the very next page, we find out, well, he found it. Okay. Unfortunately, this might be the end of our run because we can't use the veranda or the walk-in closet. We can only use the closet, and the dining room needs a key. So unfortunately, we did not get one, but we got a sledgehammer. Heavy sledgehammer can shatter padlocks and lock trunks. Very useful. But that's it. There are no other open doorways for us to use. So unfortunately, we have to call it a day because we'd just be wasting our steps. And welcome to the blueprints. Like, it's not easy. We've got a mid-sized inn with 23 rooms, 5 bedrooms, steps taken 36, items found 4. I mean, we made some decent progress. I think the big thing we did was we get to the office, which gave us an upgrade. So every time we get the storeroom now, we'll actually have some more coins, and coins we're going to buy like more. If we find a shop, we can buy certain different items. I don't know. We'll see if it's worth it or not. It might have been better to go with more keys. Okay, and then we start with a fresh day back at the beginning of the house. And unfortunately, I'm not sure how this house works, how the old man did it, but every day we have to rebuild it from ground zero. So, fun. The corridor is always left unlocked. I think I'll take a spare room. Spare room doesn't really give us anything. It's pretty much just an empty, it's a safe room, as in, like, I think, like, nothing will harm us here, but at the same time, it doesn't really give us any benefit either, so. It's kind of middle of the road. Okay. We can get the pantry to give us some more extra coins to start with, which wouldn't be a bad choice. I could put the chapel here, but I don't think I want to. The storeroom would end it. I think we just take the hall. Oh, what's this? Theft notice. Out of respect for the Lady Clara Espin, the West Wing will be closed until further notice. So we also have another new name. Lady Clara Epson. Don't know who that is yet. But just kind of keep that close. But the floor plans associated with this wing has not been removed from the pool. We ask that staff members refrain from drafting during the time of mourning. Likewise, any staff may draft... Okay, so it says something there, but it just stops. I think we take the corridor. Hey, Nocturnal, how's it going? Welcome to a interesting game. I don't know how else to put it besides just interesting. That's unfortunate. Because all of this would be dead ends now. I could put the den, which would give us a gem. So we'll take that. Keep going north until we can't. Okay, this will give us the garage. This is new. We haven't seen this yet. We also haven't seen the patio. Spread gems in each green room. But we might want to save that one until we get more green rooms. So I think I'm going to take that. And now we have the garage. Perfect. And there's the 3 keys, which should help us out. That's kind of why I picked it. Because we are going to need keys. And we also know that we found earlier car keys. So at some point we can actually open this thing up and see if there's any clues for us in there. Christoph. Another name. This is the 3rd time this month the car have been gone when the service is required. I don't care how long you have been driving for the lordship, your absence must be accounted for. And we also have... We know he is a driver. And we have a Mrs. Babbage. I don't know if names are going to play an importance later on, but I'm just kind of keeping a note of everybody of importance. I think there was a letter or two I didn't get the names of, but it's fine. I'm sure I'll run into those again. Alright, so. This opens up to the outside, I suppose, but I don't really have a way to... I guess it needs power? Oh, that's probably why I need the breaker room, huh? Okay. That's fine. Because I think I remember seeing something about a garage. Grab the Nook. Nook would have us go up. Chapel would allow us to create a shortcut, but it would also cost us to do so. I don't think that's the worst thing in the world. So I think I'll just do that. You know what? We'll just take this. It'll cost us, but you know what? We're making a lot more money than we're losing, so it's kind of a worthwhile. Okay, so our west side is pretty much a dead end. It was tempting to take a breaker box, but if we did that, it would end the run. It might not be a bad idea to do that and use some of... because we still have an outside to explore. So if we do have to end a run, it's not the end of the world. But we did get a hallway here. Hallways are nice. That gives us 2 extra rooms to work with. Take a drawing room. And then let's go this way. Again, I would like to check out the security room, but don't have the gems for it. This is the problem. I'm kind of dumb at this, so... I could have probably used the gem that I did on the drawing room for this. You know what? That paid for itself. I'm not going to complain about that. Okay. I am going to redraw. Fuck it. Just take the bedroom, I guess. Okay. People... I am going to mark... I don't think the person of this letter matters. Whoever KL is, but Sinclair is our uncle. We're going to make a note of that as well. I remember that from the intro movie. So just, like I said, just getting a list of names. Draw floor plans leading north more frequently. Okay, interesting. So we get a compass. That could help. The courtyard, the dining room, or the parlor. I'm okay taking a courtyard. Okay. I think I take the breaker box here. It'll be a long trip, but I think we can open up the garage with the breaker box. Yeah, there it is. So turn that back on. Gymnasium, we know that takes us 2 steps. So I might just want to turn that one off. Okay. So one of the last things I'm going to do before we call it a day is go back to the garage. The dark room. Okay. Hold up. Because we just had the circuit breaker, right? Let's make sure the dark room's on. Okay, it has power. Wait, why is it... Excuse me? Usually on refers to the fact that it has power, no? Oh, I didn't have it on. Oops. Or maybe it tripped. Could have just tripped. Okay. These aren't the best. Alright, that's much clearer. We have 2 maids here. at this house. Not sure who you are, but you're in the office. Is there anything here that helps us get sort of clues? I mean, maybe to open up the drawer, but we already did that in another run, so we know about that one. Okay. Prince note: H.S. Hubert, yeah, Sinclair has requested yet another print of her ladyship, I assume for one of her rooms in the West Wing, as well as an enlarged print of the enclosed photograph. He said the last development was too dark to keep, so keep an eye on that. Okay, whoever this guy is. He's holding something. Let's check that out in a bit when I have something that can help. So let's keep going. Let's see here. We get the parlor, the dining room, or the commissary. You know what? Let's check out the... Oh, we can't check out the commissary. Check out the dining room. Again, this room doesn't really quite help us out. I think that we have to get to rank 8. Oh, actually, we take a gemstone there. That might... It's nice. Anything else here that could help us? We have the kitchen, a great hall, or a bunk room. I think the great hall. Because if we get one more, we can actually see what the dining room does. So go ahead and open that up. Hallway doors are always unlocked if we get the foyer, but we don't have the ability to use that yet. That's actually really nice, though. I do like that benefit, but we don't have the ability to grab it yet. Let's redraw. That went poorly for us, actually. We take the gymnasium, because I think we turned it off, right? So we shouldn't lose our 2 points. Okay. If I'm looking at this route right, we have to have a room that goes to the left. But even though we don't have this unlocked yet, because I'm pretty sure it still would be better just have a room that leads into it. So I am going to take the commissary. Just to kind of, and it's blocked off, but that leads into the antechamber, which is our destination. So we do have a path if we can figure out how to open up the door. Annual Maid's Day sale, 2 days only, all items up to 50% off, all staff are welcome day 20 and 21. Okay. And what do you have? You have salt shaker, shovel, and key. I have 12. I can see what these items do. I don't think we need gems at the moment. Let's take the salt shaker, I guess. Whenever you eat food, gain extra steps, and gain steps, you gain 1 extra. That's pretty nice. And a shovel. Effective the first week of December, payroll and all live out and seasonal staff will be managed electronically, as your attendance will no longer be registered at morning roll call. It's doubly important that you do not fail to clock in and out of electronic computer terminals in the estate. 2 of these terminals can be found at security, where punch-out clock used to be, and in the laboratory. Any questions or concerns regarding this process should be directed as our house manager, Miss Babbage. And there's a terminal password which we cannot read. Oh, outside that it starts with S. Alright. Second. My god, there's so much here. So much here. Commissary closed will be from day 12 to 16. Sorry for the inconvenience. Yeah, I'm not willing to use my key on a dead end. We'll save that for a minute. And are all these locked? That's unfortunate. Porterhouse steak, a delightful, expensive steak cut bone in and extra marble for extra tenderness. A perfect dish for those who love extravagance. What's wrong with a good old porterhouse steak? That's not extravagant. Get it all the time. Not all the time, but, you know, nothing wrong with a good steak. Cool, the locker room, sauna, and pump room added to today's draft pick. And we got a bedroom. Screw it, we'll use the key here. Let's use a little wine cellar. Wine cellar's new. No, 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 no. I'm trying to figure out what the Roman numerals are. I don't know my stuff too well. I know the last one's 13, but... Bought a shovel. This gives us ability to dig some of these holes. Okay, got 2 turnips out of it. Can't complain about that. I think this is pretty much a dead run at this point, unless I can grab some more keys somewhere. But before we end it, I'm gonna carry myself all the way back to the garage because we should have opened that up now. Okay, we did not find the car keys themselves, but this opens up back to the outside. So maybe there's something out here for us. My game needs updating on Twitch. You know what? You're right. Wait a minute, am I even still... Thanks for letting me know. Didn't realize that I was, I haven't streamed it so long, I'm kind of been out of the habit of doing it, so... Kind of forget some of the small things. And we're just taking a quick look around outside. Rooms in your house will more likely contain dig spots. The shelter protection from negative effects for the next 3 rooms drafted. Or special floor plans now cost steps instead of gems. I don't think it really matters because it's pretty much a dead run anyway, right? I guess there's one more. There is like one more path. Well, maybe the bedroom? That could have been locked too. I don't know. Ooh, the broken lever, but again, we don't really... I don't think that helped us out too much. Excuse me, there's something there. Search continues. Author and illustrator whose fanciful stories need Marion Marigold is last seen on Friday getting into a carriage of late. No sign has been found yet. Okay. So who is Marion Marigold? Another name. Okay. Few coins. Few coins. Oh, here we are. We can kind of get an information of like the family tree here. So Hubert S. Sinclair is the one who owns the house. Clara Aspen, I'm pretty sure, is the... Okay. So it's his daughter. No, not his daughter. Because his son would have been Simon Sinclair. She married into the family. So the ladyship, Clara Aspen, it would be Mary Aspen's mother. Alright then. But I'm pretty sure the Baroness Aravelli, is the one who looks like she had the moon necklace. So that's also interesting. I'm gonna make note of Mary Aspen. Epson. She seems to be important. We've seen her before. Okay. That's what kind of what I like about this game is it's not so much as like there's also the puzzle of the house itself and how like everything is operating and getting through it, but it's also like this like trying to piece together on what is actually going on. I like these kind of games that do that. The west gate has now been permanently unlocked. Permanent changes do not reset each day. So now we can kind of, I guess, have the ability to check that out before going into the house. We know what some of these items do. I think at this point, the house is dead. Like, we don't really have anything else to do here. I just want to kind of explore the grounds a little bit. See if I can get some more clues. Okay, we have some sort of door over there. Pipes out of these for some reason. Hey, this is a little creepy. No lights over here. A bunch of boxes. No real way to move them, it looks like. Okay. I think so far so good. We've been doing pretty well. Both times we've kind of had like an upgrade. So I can't say we're doing too bad. Now what's this way? With the rules set forth in the great uncle's will, you are now allowed to stay in the estate overnight. Luckily, however, your scouting skills have been put to good use to fabricate a very respectable off-site sleeping quarters. I guess this is where we're staying. I have a padlock here. Not a padlock, a number block. So we got to keep an eye out for some sort of code with that. I think I saw something in the dark room, but we're not able to investigate the photos that looked like it. So maybe that's in connection to that. But for right now, we're going to call it a day. God, I like this. I like trying to solve, like, just puzzles in general. Trying to figure things out. Mid-sized villa. 24 rooms. You. I could look at them, but there was some photos that I needed to like get more detail on. And I didn't have any way to do that. I think I need like a magnifying glass or something like that to be able to see. You know what? I like the den here. I don't hate putting a closet here because it's in the corner and out of the way, and we have the den that's going to go north anyway. I'm just moving some things around. You can actually see what I'm doing. That's clear. Oh. Ugh. Okay. Thank you. I put it right there on the table. Okay. What am I doing? Okay. Got the dice and the key. Perfect. We'll put a pantry there. You know what? Observatory. Why not? A Fixed Stars, A Stargazer's Compendium to Constellations by Richard Witt. The book contains a complete star base, a list of constellations, and the observed effects to accompany the appearance of each one. Depending on the number of stars that can be seen in the sky any given day, different constellations of various size may be visible, sometimes even more than one on a single day. The book is a base for astronomy and will help you easily identify those constellations, impress your friends, and discover the joys of stargazing. North Star gives us 1 gold. 2 twins, 2 trunks have been added to the entrance hall. 3 is the Slice, 3 steps. Demonis Minor, 1 gem. The Southern Cross rooms have 4 doors are more common today. Farmer's Apple, apples are more delicious. Clavis the Key. Diamondus Major, 5 gems. Dracus the Dead ends rooms are more common. Sale, everything is 50% off today. Ordeus, Bloom of the Sky, green rooms are more likely to contain special flowers today. What do you mean special flowers? What does that mean? Okay, so I'm assuming we gotta try to get this to... Okay, and it's getting blocked, so we can't use that anymore. So we're gonna come over here. There's got to be a way to lift it. Is it this one? No, it doesn't seem to do anything there. There we go. Oh, you're not lined up? No, you should be. Okay. Gain 1 gold from the North Star. We'll hit the West Wing Hall. This kind of tells me that there's going to be certain rooms that can only be drafted on specific sides of the house. So that's something to be mindful too. Like, obviously we're not going to find the West Wing Hall and the East Wing, so... So it might be good to keep in mind that some rooms will only appear in certain spots. I would like the garage, but I don't think it really helps us out anymore because we already opened up the path. Take the billiard room, why not? This is new. We haven't seen anything with this. So, I believe he said there was something with the darts, right? But just to be on the safe side, let's take a quick look around the room. I love pool. Wish I could play pool. Anything at the bar? Never know what might be a clue. Okay. So addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. This one's highlighted, so I guess we'll select that. These are both highlighted. And we're back. Okay. So let's just do some basic logic shit here. We don't know what the actual colors represent yet, so we got 1 and 2 here. Let's just do 3. Okay, that made progress. So we can assume that blue is addition. If blue is addition, then let's just for the sake of science, we can't add 7 to 16 on a dartboard because it'd be 23. We can subtract it, which should put us at 9. Okay, so 2 minus 1, 1, and then 2 times 2. New color probably is multiplication. Okay, 7 times 2, and got it. Cool. Easy logic, figuring it out. I don't like a room that will fold, go in on itself, since we already have a room that's going to go there. So I do kind of want to redraw here. I'll take the storeroom, why not? It makes the West Wing a dead end, but we do get a shit ton of money from that, so it is kind of worth. If we can get a shop one, we can get some stuff that'll help us out. Speaking of, there's a kitchen right there. We can get a banana, club sandwich, or bacon and eggs. 10 plus adds morning room to today's draft pool. And today's menu is the country stew pie, which would give us a 20, but plus 10 if we have a boiler room. I think what I'll do is I'll take the bacon and eggs, because I like new rooms. Oh, you know what we haven't done? Should probably could do before we go any further is we'll go outside and check out the garden or the room over here. We have the special floor plans now cost steps instead of gems. The shelter protects the negative effects of the next 3 red rooms drafted. Oh, the trading post. I don't think I have anything to trade, so that'd be I don't think we need to use that right now. The hovels are interesting to me. So is the shelter. Sure. Let's check the shelter. We have a time lock safe here. Another computer on Holly Bomb Shelter. Time safe lock. Shelter time lock can be accessed by setting unlock date and time. As long as you can use any date and time as long as it's at least 1 hour in the future. Once unlocked, the time lock will remain open for 4 hours. Okay. We have the den, no? The den can give us time, but we don't have the date. So we can figure out the date. We might be able to have access to the safe here. Remain where you are for now. Given that the Red Guard is due tomorrow, we have agreed your plan and have disabled remote access to the other terminals and sealed the network mainframe. Regardless of the danger, I will not be willing to risk removing shelter from the draft pool while the 3 of you are down there. Our best bet is to sit tight and hope for a little bit of luck. Okay, so 3 people were down here, obviously, from the 3 beds. But who those 3 people are, we don't know yet. But again, obviously 3 people of importance to Sinclair was in hiding at some point. Now, I'm kind of curious. We were able to gain access to this by using the garage, but we don't have the garage yet. So what happens if we try going this way? It's just... the bridge isn't there. Got it. But now we know. I'm really liking this. Like... It has been a while since I've actually had to open up a game, or have a game that made me open up a notebook to kind of just keep track of, like, the different things that are going on. The Nook is pointless. We could put the chapel, but I think I like the corridor here. We could give ourselves a coat check. Check one item and retrieve for another day, or the commissary... That's the trick, is like if I use it now, like I close off this section, and I don't think I want to do that yet. If it was in a corner, I'd probably take it. The Nook, the nursery would get me. Can't use the nursery anyway. Sure, grab the Nook. Morning room is a new one. I might take that one. Tomorrow you'll start with 2 additional gems. And it has 2 gems itself, so that's pretty valuable, actually. 2 gems plus the guaranteed 2 tomorrow. Oh my god, that's a lot of... excuse my voice. The Baron of Mount Holly names nephew provisional heir. In the blue hours of Wednesday morning. Ah, damn it. Okay, so we're actually in Reddington, because it's the Reddington Herald. This was set November 5th. Except I don't know if I can use that date in the actual thing because this is an older newspaper. So who knows if this is even the date that we would be needing for that. We could try it. So we have November 5th. We'll try. In the blue hours of Wednesday morning, the vulnerable Baron of Mount Holly, Hubert S. Sinclair, passed away at the ripe age of 73 through a prolonged struggle with a heart condition that has been kept from the public's eye until his final days. Esteemed as a pillar of society, renowned for his penchant for crafting puzzles, he was a source of endless fascination to our readers over the years, not least to his popular column, Baron Bafflers, which he penned for over a decade. Particulars of the announcement of this successor yesterday has left his devoted followers one last intrigue to ponder. The reading of his will participated a flurry of speculation for his niece and presumptive heir, the much beloved and lamented Mary Matthew Jones. Okay. Interesting. So, what we saw in the one room, the digging room, we found a family tree with the name Mary absent, but now we have Mary Matthew Jones. Mary Matthew Jones has been missing presumed deceased for the past 6 years. Mrs. Jones, better known to our readers as her pen name Marion Marigold, enchanted the hearts and minds of children across the realm with her literary creations The Red Prince, The Swimbird, and A New Clue. Her disappearance remains one of the age's most tragic mysteries. With her whereabouts unknown is Marigold's own son, Simon P. Jones, a lad of but 14 summers who was yesterday named the provisional heir of the sprawling Senka Empire. However, this vast inheritance is accompanied by an undisclosed contractual condition. Given the Baron's well-known penchant for the test of mettle and wit, it is clear the young heir of Reddington, distinguished in his own right as last year's County Science Fair runner-up, faced an extraordinary challenge in the coming weeks. Okay, so Mary Aspen and Marion Marigold are the same person. And we have Mary Matthew Jones. I'm going to make this a note, and this was our mother. Okay, so we have that noted. I'm going to save this file as Blueprints Notes, so I don't lose this. Because, oh my god, this is going to be a lot to remember, and I'm not that smart to figure out to keep all this in my head. Okay, so we now know our mother was Mary. Greater chance of finding items with the lucky rabbit's foot. The courtyard's garbage. We could do the security room finally. The security room would give us view inventory of all items currently in the house. So I think we finally use this because it is a new room. And now we're in a cutscene. So he's got a security set up in all of the rooms, and they're monitoring it for some reason. And it's live. Why is it live? Would be monitoring it. Let's see. Blue memos equals true and red equals false. Interesting. So blue equals true. And red equals false. Alright then. Okay, this is what we kind of already read before. Again, we don't know what the password is. Until further notice, the antechamber has been unlocked and access levers are no longer required to grant entry. Well, according to the memo, this is incorrect. Keycard access security doors are more likely to appear in the higher ranks of the estate. Likewise, a redundant security measure, no more dies in the estate are more likely to be locked as you progress north. Okay, so that one's a true one. So we're going to experience more locked doors and need a keycard in order to get access the higher up we go. Let's see, we can view the inventory. There's an upgrade disc somewhere. Interesting. That's... where the heck would that be? Because I want to pick that up. Keycard system. Security doors are locked within the estate can only be accessed with an electronic keycard. Keycard system is currently operational. Security level is medium, and offline mode it would be locked. It would be on 1 to 2 on low, 5 to 6 on high. So we can expect 3 to 4 of them. In terms of default settings, the security doors will be set if the power is lost during a blackout, for example. As a general rule of safety, offline mode should be set to unlock if there are any staff working in the estate. We can turn that off, which would unlock. If we cut the power, we could unlock, like, have it unlock all the key cards, and we won't even have to worry about it. I'm for that. Because I think we can, if we did have the circuit board, we could actually turn that off. And then we wouldn't even have to worry. Ugh, hate that. Okay, that's fine. Oh, we're sheltered from the chapel anyway because we took the bomb shelter. Ugh, okay, that's fine. We're good. We're good. We're good. I could take a courtyard or I could take a parlor. I think we take a parlor. We're getting to a point where we need to get some gems, so we do definitely need to win this. But remember, I'm kind of an idiot, so we'll see what happens. The black box is not empty. This is the black box. So that's a false statement already. This is the black box. Black box. So that one is super. But these two statements are false, and we knew this was going to be true. And then the statement was that he had the gems, so obviously he was the correct choice. Okay. Chance of finding items in the green rooms increases with that. We have to take it, right? We have to. It sucks, but a metal detector, a shovel on the veranda means we can immediately dig this up. Doesn't give us anything. Doesn't give us anything. And we get a coin. Okay. Sure. Keep going. We have to take the drawing room here. It's the only... Sucks, but we have to take it. It's the only continuation. I'm willing to put a coat check here. I'm actually willing to do that because we can save one of our items for the next run, which will make things easier for us. So if we check in an item, we could put the Lucky's Rabbit's Foot, the metal detector, or the shovel. I think it's worth putting the shovel, maybe. And then next time, if we get the closet again, we can kind of come back to that and get that. And if we find a better item, we'll just trade it in. Spare room. Let's redraw. Take the bedroom. Why not? Continue. Okay. Like it said, if we turn this off, all the keycards things should be open now, and we don't actually would need a keycard. With that being said, we are going to turn off the gymnasium, because if we do run into it, we can just not worry about its effect. A coin. God, this game is addicting. Just trying to figure out like how to get through here. And I'm an idiot, so if like I'm sure you guys will have an easier time getting through this game, but oh, it's got the magnifying glass. Okay, we can take that. Oh. Hold up. Because we have that. You beeped. What are you beeping for? What are you beeping for? Oh, didn't we say that we needed the magnifying glass for the dark room? And we do have the utility closet, so we could turn that off. Fuck it. That kills our run because we don't have a way to explore new rooms, but I think it's worth it because we had the combination that's for... Because isn't this the thing right here? Okay. Oh, and that's the tree that was cut down. That's why we couldn't see it. Okay. Remember, there was the gate that had the padlock on it, and like this tree was cut down before. We have the numbers right here, which would be 11 to 8. Okay. Just make sure, see if there's anything here that can help us out. So a bit more clearer. There's the handle. Wink. Alright, we also have this over here. What does it say? Green memos found in Hartley's room are always false. Also, so we're gonna go over here. Green in Hartley. I don't even know who Hartley is because it's a new name. Equals false. Okay. Just keeping note of things here. Keeping note of things. Okay. Oh my goodness, this game is gonna drive me up a wall. Alright. We can't explore any more inside the house, but that doesn't mean we're done, because we also have this over here. I think I remember seeing that picture over here. I think I even commented it before. So, maybe we can use the number we found in the picture on the gate. There's another thing over here. I don't know what that is. Okay. We're gonna come over here. 1, 1, 2, 8. Hey! Figured it out. Nice. The apple orchard has been permanently unlocked and added to the campsite. Starting today, you will start each day with an extra 20 steps. Oh my god, that is a big improvement. Holy shit. That's really good. Okay, and we turned on one of those. Okay, we have a sundial here? Maybe? This one isn't turned on for some reason, but the other one was. Oh, no, it's turned off now. Oh, because I redirected the power and that turned off these ones to go to the flame. Got it. Okay, cool. Cool. Gardner's logbook from the April 10th of 1982. When I first came to the estate in the capacity of a new groundskeeper, I had a little dismayed to find that my predecessor had left no notes, no logbooks, no records of any kind regarding the various gardens and greenhouses of the house under his care. As a result of his improvidence, in the last few months of my post, I suffered a number of embarrassing professional blunders that I believe could have been avoided if even a few scraps of imparting wisdom upon my previous groundsman. To that end, I will make an effort to record some of my dealings on the estate, and that much as pertains to the horticulture and general tomfoolery. We have a new name. This is the name of Robert Akula. He is the groundskeeper. Okay. Among many commissioned duties, I have tasked with the conservation and oversight of Mount Holly's alluring grounds. My domain stretches from gate to gate and encompasses the apple orchard, the eastern drive, and the east yard. Fortunately, my workload, the maintenance of the west grounds, has been not been a priority since Lady Espen's death and the ensuing chaos of the west wing. Nevertheless, I shall take pride in my work, and I shall endeavor to brush the west path weekly, even if none but myself take notice. In maintaining the grounds, there are 8 green rooms within the house that require some level of upkeep and groundskeeping. The majority of these I've discovered are only draftable on the perimeter of the house along the east and west wings. The terrace, the patio, the veranda, the morning room, the greenhouse, and secret garden all fall in this category. Okay, so that's kind of what I was going into before. Apparently, the green rooms can only be drafted along the east and west sides. The soil survey. One of the first tasks I undertook as groundkeeper was to conduct a survey of the various plots of soil underneath each slot on both the east and west wings of the house, and while I would have preferred a full survey of all 45 plots of the house, it was clear that the inconvenience such an undertaking would produce was in no way worth the extra data, especially considering the rooms that would benefit from this survey only appear in the wings. To qualify soil quality, I measured the soil's capacity to support crop growth and maximize the promise of high yields. The survey ended with taking 2 weeks due to some difficulty reaching the higher ranks, but the project was well worth the effort. As suspected, the room position has a direct relation to the amount of fruit spread from the gardens and the amount of flowers that can bloom in the greenhouse. Again, this is another mention of flowers. Our best yield would be on the right side. There's a good amount of soil on the right side. Left side has a decent plot later on, but not really much. A few years ago, the Baron made a long overdue decision to switch from gas lighting to electrical power. The installation of the new system was substantial undertaking, as almost every room in the house had to be equipped with new features and wiring. Thankfully, these renovations did not extend beyond the Rementer's interior, and all lamps and equipment used outside of the house are connected and powered by gas line, including and not limited to the orchard smudge pots. Smudge pots found along the apple trees here at the orchids are critical necessary thanks to the cold temperature and high altitude of the estate. Gases keep stacked heating, prevent frost, and could be kept during the winter months to ensure a daily yield of apples. When the smudge pots are not in use, the orchid's gas lines should be turned off to conserve the resources of the estate's other gas-powered machinery and appliances. A few months ago of idleness, I found a new cause to champion. I submitted a request for a change of scenery. Specifically, I would like to replace the statue of Arinda, currently in the cloister, with a much more appropriate angel, Rena. After all, as beautiful as the statue is, shouldn't the greenery of Mount Holly be governed by the paragon of gardening? Though amused, I did not think Anne took the request too seriously, but she did humor me and listen to me rave and pontificate on the subject of a better part of a lunch yesterday. And she wonders why I avoid tending the cloister. I told I had forgotten how to access the inner garth and am too scared of chastisement to be probed for the particulars for a third time. My best rendition, partly good considering I've only seen Rene's deception in the chapel. Okay. So she is Rena. Okay, we're going to take a note of two names here that came up in here. Ordina is in the cloister. And another god called Rena. I don't know. I don't think that'll be of any importance, but again, we're keeping notes of anything just to help me out. Oh, it's right there. Thank you. I was trying to be fancy and they just dumped the whole... I see. Okay. So... let's see. Unfortunately, I think that's it for us. We do not have the ability to go any further. It is my hope I'm keeping it somewhat interesting. I can't promise I'm going to solve this anytime soon, but I'm trying. I have usually stream for about 2 hours, so that gives me like one more run that I could probably do. It's about an hour and 30. So I think we'll do one more day just to kind of give it a shot, see if we can't gather any new information. We have 70 steps now. We have a lot more that we can explore. I think at this point we're going to go to the outside room first, just to kind of see what it gives us. A hovel, the tool shed, or... you know what? Let's take the hovel. I don't think we got this yet, so maybe there's something new here. Okay. Like a very basic room. Oh, hello. Hey, we got another one of those slit. Nice. No idea what those do. But I'll take it. Okay, I think this is a new name. Mr. Ravine. Oh, actually, we have a new name. We do have her name at the bottom, too. So let's take a quick note of Anne Babbage. She's the house manager. So we're going to make that a note, too. So, we got Bridget, which we don't know who that is. Simon, us, Herbie, brother. Lady Claire Aspen, Christoph, the driver. Anne Babbage, the house manager. Sinclair, the uncle. Mary Matthew Jones, the mother. And Robert Nagula, the groundskeeper. Okay. Dear Mr. Ravane, your half-hearted dedication and maintenance to the grounds have been greatly appreciated. I regret to inform you that your services as the groundskeeper at Mount Holly will no longer be required, effective immediately. Decisions made after careful consideration is based on repeated observations and documented instances of neglect in the performance of your duties. The state of the green rooms in particular has deteriorated significantly over the last few months, affects poorly on the rest of the staff. You're required to vacate the hovel by the 20th of March, ensuring all tools and equipment belonging to the estate are returned to the toolshed in good condition. Your final wages will be settled promptly upon completion of these instructions. We thank you for your time and service and wish you the best in the future endeavors. Now, was this the old groundskeeper that the guy was talking about, how he didn't leave any notes? Or is this the one that was left behind there? I might have to double check that. No, I think this is the old one, because that Robert Nagula was the groundskeeper, at least from the old books that I kept. So that's a new name, so that must be the previous owner, or the previous groundskeeper. Okay, I'm gonna try this again. The den would be a good start. Allows us to continue going left while also giving us a gem, which I don't hate. The nook gives us a key. I think I'll take that. We'll keep our steps for now. A coupon book. Coupon book saves 1 on each purchase you make in the estate. I'm okay. You know what? I'm okay putting in nursery. This is a new room. We haven't seen this one yet, and it creates a dead end, and we have plenty of open spaces to work with. So I'm okay with this. So what do we have here? We have a nursery. Interesting items around here. It's also interesting that we have 2 beds here. The Red Prince by Marion Marigold. There was a red prince who sat on a red throne. He had a red crown made of rubies and a red castle made of stone. The prince had a love for all things red. It is the only true color, the prince once said. Seeing that the true part is highlighted, and we also have the thing earlier where red equals false. He could not stand the sight of a canary or a crow. He could not stand the white of the swan in the snow. He never looked up for the fear of the view. He had heard that the sky was not a red hue. He also always had a book. He turned to turn his eyes down. If he was ever outside, his clouds weren't around. And you know which book the prince always had? The one that made him happy whenever he was sad? Story he had read in the bath and bed, and maybe you could guess with the clues we have said. Story of a boy who also wore red, and he looked like our prince from the toes to his head. You, my reader, might already have assumed the book is quite near you, in fact, in the same room. Story about you, if it needs to be said, about a red prince and his book. The red book we just read. Okay, so we're getting some interesting parallels because blue prince, red prince. Also the fact that blue equals true, red equals false. So we're starting to see some pieces of the puzzle maybe. And if we didn't find the bunk room before, the bunk room talked about 2 brothers. Obviously this nursery being with 2 beds. You know, this book is probably about our brother. I don't know, just maybe some pieces to keep in note, just piecing it together. We'll take the spare room. You know what? I'll take the commissary. It only costs us steps right now, and we can see what's in the store. Looks like we have salt shaker, metal detector, gems, and a sledgehammer. Not a good shop if I gotta be honest. You know what? I'm taking the terrace. Making my green rooms free. I'll happily take that. All these would be dead ends. So just take the guest bedroom. Oh, look, I get the car keys on a room where, like, getting to the garage is kind of dead. Oh, fun. Game, thank you very much. I think we take the hallway here. It makes the most sense. Oh, free veranda. I'll happily take that. And we get the metal detector. Nice early up. We're still early on in the house, so it's nice to pick up now. Those are all bad picks. Okay, I guess I'll take the billiard room. Okay, 19. 9 plus 1 is 10. 16 should be where? Am I blind? There it is. Okay, so we got 15. 3 is 12. Is 1. Okay. I'm gonna go in from out. So 10, 6, 3, 18. 6, 3, 6. There we go. There's 2 keys. Still showing metal detector though, so there's still some. Oh, there's another key. Nice. Alright. Let's head to the veranda now and see if we can't keep going north. Got a pretty decent start, I feel. The drawing room wouldn't be a bad pick here. The pantry. Chapel would be pretty much free. We don't have any money, so we don't lose any money when we go into it. Corridor? Oink. Take that. Oh, look at that. We can immediately use it. That's actually a really nice start, actually. At this point, let's go back into the chapel, go north from there. If we can create a dead end, we never have to use a chapel again, and we just can kind of keep on heading north. Oh, what's that? Is that a gemstone? Yoink. The observatory, the parlor, or the closet. I did say I wanted to try to make a dead end, so I guess we'll just use the closet. Should give us 2 items. Cool. Now we never have to go this way again. Because everything else is pretty much a dead end. Drawing room continues, so that's the best pick we have. Grab that. Dining room wouldn't be terrible. I'm okay with that for now. Go this way. We do a boudoir or parlor. So there's a walk-in closet, but I don't really want to use it right now. Let's do the parlor. The garage will give us 3 more keys, which is useful. I think we do end up taking that. Oh, and I have the car keys. Nice. We can actually open this up. The drop-off address is 14227 Sandy Heights, a small garage on the south side of Trinsdale. It was already secured and in the trunk, so just unload it and get back here before noon. Seems to Claire's schedule, so I don't think he'll be requesting a car today, but you never know when the cat will want to get some air. Tomorrow will likely be the last delivery, and I believe Denny has already made payment ready. Ooh, got an upgrade disc. That's good. Can I use the upgrade disc, though? Not this run. So we want to look for something with a computer. You have a silver key. Let's just do a regular key for now. If I put the observatory, we could get another star. I think I'll take the storeroom for now. That's way too much money to pass up. And to be honest, this could be kind of like a dead room anyway. Okay, so what do we have? The blue box contains the gems. This box is the white box. Okay, so that's false. That's got to be false. But that's also false. Okay. These for sure are false statements. So we know that the statements themselves are wrong, which only leaves that there has to be one true statement. The blue box contains the gems. So, obviously, even though this is a false box, we aren't looking for the truthful statement. We're just looking for where the gems are. This should be the box with the gems, if that is the only true statement there. Hey. Security would be okay here. I'm okay with security. I was gonna say we could use the office, but I think the security office has the ability for a user upgrade disc anyway. So we'll use the furnace instead. Anything here for us? Not from the looks of it. Okay. But like I said, we can use the upgrade computer. The parlor. Parlor gives us... We could do the parlor for 3 prize. 2 wind-up keys are the funeral parlor. The gem prize is equal to the red rooms in the house. If you have an empty box in the parlor room, lose 30 steps. So a high-risk, high-reward system, but that is based on the red rooms we have. Chances, I mean, there's a possibility we could pull the funeral parlor early. We don't have any red rooms, and we just end up losing nothing for a harder puzzle that could just screw us over. 2 wind-up keys gives us 1 mistake or a 3 gem prize. I think the better payout will be the parlor with the 3 prize, because, I mean, obviously we can just logic stuff out, and we can kind of just use our 1 chance to be right. I do like the funeral parlor, but, I don't think it's worth. Let's use the silver key here. Why not? Put the cloister out for us. Oh, the cloister is the one that has got Arinda, isn't it? Well, this is what he was saying, is that she has, this is one of the statues of the goddesses. for the patron saints. We have plenty of keys. I'll grab a pantry. Before we go anywhere further that way, let's kind of use these other doors up and see what we can get. Choose this one first, because if this is a dead end, we could be fine. There we go. Use the laboratory, get it out of our deck. I don't think there's anything in there for us. It's just a dead end. The vault, the observatory. Vault would give us 40, it would lose of half our steps, which is terrible. Don't like that at all. But that uses up pretty much just almost all of our steps anyway, and gives us... Okay. This is interesting. Day 4 is November 10th. With this information, with this room, I think we can use the shelter. We just need the den, which has all the clocks in it. But if we know the date and we know the time, we can use the bomb shelter, which gives us a safe. I'm just going to make a note that day 4 is November 10th. Just to kind of, as a reminder. Should be able to logically work out the rest. Oh my god, that is a lot of safety deposit boxes. Holy crap. Okay. Damn it, we got the bunk room. The dead end. That sucks. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. I might have to end the stream here shortly. I swear I'm not dying. I'll be fine. Okay, so we know that's the coat ticket. We got the laboratory. Dining room is so far back, though. Effective immediate electronic mail can only be accessed to a security terminal, but we know that's false because it's a red memo. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. "12 numbers. 10 levers. The machine requires additional power piped into the boiler room. So I would need the boiler room, which we do not have. And I think the boiler room requires the pool room, so we need the pool room in order to get what we need here. Heating and cooling curves. Okay. Randolph is another name that we need to keep a note of. He is a lab tech. Okay. Kind of keeping notes of who people are. I have typically worked over at Geico Labs, but I've got sent over here for a month to assist more with the turbine tests. I think I need some help. For the past 3 days, I've been able to find a laboratory on the estate. Today was the first success on that front. Can you tell me if this is typical or how we get any work done? Before I arrived, I briefed on the way the doors work, but I must admit I didn't expect them to be excluded from my new workstation for the first week. Any tips to my fellow technicians should be appreciated. Kimberly Thompson. Oh, okay, so I'm pretty sure Randolph Moore is his name. And then we also have an assistant by the name of Kimberly Thompson. Okay. She was also a lab tech. Okay, just trying to keep our people together. Organized. Let's see, what does our computer do for us? There's a laboratory. No experiments found in the log. Laboratory, you're free to experiment by testing and combining different mechanics to create a unique in-house feature that will last until the end of the day. For each bedroom you draft after your second, in one, 3 times you open a locked chest, immediately add 3 aquariums to today's draft pool. I can immediately gain something. Sure. 3 aquariums has been added. Oh, hey, it's got the paintings in there, too. Okay. Oh, isn't this one of the ones that I needed? Okay. The pool adds the locker, sauna, and pump room to today's draft pool. And that opens us up into the antechamber if we can figure that out. The draft pool is your deck with potential floor plans. Each time you draft 3 random floor plans are drawn from the draft pool to you selected from. The odds of drafting a specific floor plan may differ depending on the room. Some rooms are more rare than others. Floor plans added to the draft are removed by the end of the day. No running. Control the water flow through the estate. You know what? I think I take the observatory. Because we can see what else this game gives us. Pair of chests has been added to the entrance hall. Another key. And we can add a sauna, which would give us... okay, that ends the run. But we got pretty far. When we start the next day with an additional 20 steps, wouldn't be a terrible start. Yeah, I'm not seeing another way through. Honestly, this is a very, very, very good run. But we didn't unlock anything new. Do I have a coat check? I can drop an item off. No, not from the looks of it. It's unfortunate. But, you know, we got to the antechamber. We just couldn't figure out how to open it, so that sucks. But I think I did pretty well there. I'm not gonna call it there. That's 2 hours of this game. Holy shit, that went by quick. I don't know. Hopefully I'm making some good progress, but who knows? I'm probably terrible at this game, and if anyone's probably laughing at how bad I'm doing. But very much for watching, and I hope you guys are enjoying.